Okay, week 5 we're going to go over Rocks Chapter 2, do an exercise from page 83 of Rocks Chapter 2 on using cookies, filling out a simple form for users to modify string, the font color size. Also have the ability to save a cookie for 60 seconds for that page. You'll download and look at the source code that we're going to go over here in this session. You'll modify the index.php and format.php page to replace the enter a string text input with 3 input fields of your own, first name, last name, phone number, and display on the format.php page. Also change the cookie timeout from 60 seconds to 120 seconds. Once you're done, upload it to your onto your external site, which is optional, and I recommend not doing that until the final. If you're going to do the external site upload, do it after you've completed submitting it within Eagle, because that's the one that I'm going to be grading, is the one that's submitted within Eagle as a zip file. Okay. Here's a link to the example we'll go over in a second. Source code, course success for XAMPP debug and submitting, and how to uploading to external sites. So here is the existing example once you're down to your local, and I did put it in the local host for projects on my computer here. So here's my XAMPP directory on Windows, htdocs, Web290, projects, and week 5. So I'm going to fill in some text here. Notice it says hello. No cookies were saved or cookies expired. I'm going to click back. Put this in again. Select times New Roman 4. Maybe purple. And save preferences this time. This time it says hello again with the formatted text. Cookie is alive. Reload page until cookie life ends, which is 60 seconds. Do not hit the refresh button. Click on this link, or you can put your cursor on the end and hit the enter key. And you'll notice, like on mine, when I'm doing that, the page is reloading, or not reloading, yeah, it's reloading and putting the text in there from the cookie. I'm going to click on this a couple more times. Now let's go back to the code, and we'll come back to that in the end of 60 seconds. We'll go on the index page. It's just a simple HTML form to fill out. And only I want to tell you about this one is at the bottom on the Save Preferences checkbox. It will not send as a post unless a person checks the box. What I mean by that is, if they check this box, then it will go over as a post. Let's see what we're looking like here. Oh, cookies are gone. Have been expired, and the message you should get is no cookies saved or cookies expired. If you just click on that one more time and hit return, it should keep giving you that because no cookies are in there. So again, on the post, this one is required going over. If they do not check this, it will not go over the post, and we'll see how that's handled in a second. If they do check this, it saves a cookie to the local browser for 60 seconds of this text and of all the preferences here for font. So the other thing on this form I'll make mention before we go to the format.php is it is a post form going to the format.php page. All of the form variables are bringing over in a post using in the input text type text input, it's using the ID name, which is text input. For the font choice, it's using the name font. For the select font size, it's using the name size. And color, name color. And preference, using the name pref. When it comes to the format.php page, it's going to first look and see if the post and text input if it's set. If it's not set, then what that means is that they've either not put anything in the text input at all, or the user's just visited the format page by itself. Either one is going to come the same results. So I'm hitting enter here multiple times. If I do put something in that page, no matter what it is, and hit format, it's going to see something. It's going to be is set on that post for this form here, this input text form, input text box. So that's what that if statement is doing. We could also use the is empty, but is set is going to be better for post. We'll use empty below, and I'll tell you why empty needs to be used for cookies and not is set. So if it is set, meaning there is something in the text input, which is the very top of the form, it's going to bring over a post for font size, color, and text input. Plug them into the variables for that, and then echo them out onto the form in a formatted state. So we're echoing out finally the font face, whatever they've chosen, size, whatever they've chosen, color, whatever they've chosen, and the actual text that they typed in. And that occurs whenever they just type in whatever in the text and hit format. If I try to hit a return on that page, notice it does not come back because it's just a one-time, no cookies have been saved. Let's go on. If the in the post, the pref is checked, it's going to set some cookies. And the preference, remember, is this one right here. If that is checked on the post, on the format.php, it's going to set 4 cookies, one for each one of the font, size, and color, and also the text input. It's using the post command, just like we did here at the top. If it's a post text input, has something in it. Time, the current time, plus 60 seconds. So each one of these are going to be set for 60 seconds. Then it's going to echo out at the bottom of that text. If they do put something in that top text box on the input index.php, bottom of that text is going to show cookie is alive, new line, reload page until cookie life ends, 60 seconds, and a link to the format.php page. So the user can click on it until the 60 seconds is up. Once the 60 seconds is up, that cookie will be destroyed. Next section here on line 30, if the cookie is not empty, which by the way, the first time, even though they check the pref and set the cookie, this will always be empty the first time on the post. So if it's not empty, meaning after that post, after they've went in and I'll check this and put in hello. So notice cookie is alive, reload page. This text here, remember, right there, comes from right here. All right, that's where it's being caught. It's setting the cookie and just echoing out, hey, cookie is alive. But this section here is not being caught because there is no cookie. The cookie font here is kicking out. If it's not empty, meaning it is empty. If it is empty right now, it will not be fired upon the first post. Okay. Otherwise, if it did, we have 2 echo statements for the cookies alive. Now, if I go back to that page, click on this link. Now, what you see is, even though I don't see anything different on the web page, this is what's being loaded now. This here is not being loaded because when I did the reload link, this will fail. There will be no post pref on there at all. Okay. So if the cookie's not empty, after clicking on, meaning clicking on this link, cookie's alive, go back. So keep clicking on this link. If cookie is not empty, it's going to populate it with the text with the proper format. last if statement on line 50, if the cookie is empty and the post is empty for pref, okay, well that would mean actually the very first time coming in, then it's going to say no cookies saved or expired. The way this is going to be fired is two ways. If it's empty cookie and empty post pref, the way it's going to fire on that one is if they come here to the format page after the cookie's expired. I'll keep doing it here, keep hitting the reload till it does. There we go. So this code here that's being kicked out with a go back, no cookie saved, that's actually being fired right here, meaning no cookie and no post pref. Okay, that's empty. We're going to use the empty command on that for a purpose. If we did use the is set on the cookie, it would error out all the time. So anyway, that's going to fire if no cookies have been saved and there's been no, the empty for post pref is also there as well. And again, that's only going to come up if I put in nothing here, it'll come up. So I put something in here. Still comes up, but notice where that's coming from is at the very bottom here again, no cookie, it's empty, and the post pref is empty, meaning they haven't checked the preference. Make sense? So what you're going to do is, for the homework, you're going to take the exercise that you can download, the source we just went over, modify the index page by replacing the string here, enter a string with first name, then last name, and phone. Leave the font choice, size, and color in there, and leave the save to preference. And then also increase the time of cookie save from 60 to 120. You'll also need to change the message to where from 60 to 120 on the message as well. And that's it for week 5. So if you have any questions, as always, you can email me. But that concludes week 5 on using forms, formatting text, and cookies.